From Jane Fitzcostelia and D. Bell Company, we open this video with a heartwarming congratulation to Peppa Pig and her family on the arrival of their new baby girl Evie. The joy of new life has never been more palpable. Welcoming a new family member is an event filled with anticipation, excitement, and a surge of happiness that words cannot fully express. The world shines brighter, the air tastes sweeter, and our hearts brim with joy that's beyond description. And it's impossible not to acknowledge the immense effort that was put into this world at 5:34 this morning. The pledge, the devotion, the affection echoing in every coo, every gurgle, every little movement, pays homage to the incredible strength and endurance of Peppa Pig and her family. Every new life ushers in a fresh perspective of hope as well as a limitless canvas of opportunities. So here's to baby Evie and the fantastic adventure that awaits her. What a delightful celebration this is. Join me today as we celebrate. I have a delightful and whimsical recipe to share. A special recipe for an invisible cake. Indeed, you heard correctly, an invisible cake. But don't let the name lead you astray. This isn't a cake you won't be able to see. Instead, it's a cake that lives in the splendid realm of imagination, a dessert that will make you chuckle. Let's get started. Gather your ingredients, which includes 2 cups of finely sifted air, a tiny pinch of nothingness, 3 tablespoons of imagination, a dash of belief, and if you're feeling a bit adventurous, a sprinkle of existential doubt. Do remember that the last ingredient is entirely up to you. You'll first need to set your mind to full creativity mode. If doubt starts creeping in, gently stir it until it vanishes. Then, in an invisible bowl, yes, you understood right, an invisible bowl, mix together the air and imagination until they blend to become light and fluffy. Afterward, carefully fold in the pinch of nothingness, making sure it doesn't sink to the bottom of the bowl. Next, add a dash of belief, the magical ingredient that binds the entire cake together. Now comes the most enjoyable part. Carefully pour your batter into an ethereal cake tin and smooth the surface with the back of an unseen spoon. Then let it bake in your heart for precisely 42 minutes or until the aroma of dreams fills the room. Once done, let your cake cool on a wire rack constructed from forgotten hopes. And there you have it. Your invisible cake is ready. Serve it up to friends who believe, and if they're really getting into the spirit, offer them a dollop of ethereal whipped cream on top. And there you have it, a cake that's as much about the journey as it is about the destination. A cake that's as real as you choose to believe it is. So there you have it, folks. The recipe for a truly invisible cake. Enjoy. Now let's delve deeper into the life of our character of interest, Ms Bell Pum. Ms Bell Pum, a woman of eccentricities and chaos, exhibits a persona as vibrant as a rainbow. Now let's focus our lens on Ms Bell Pum's delightful family. We introduce to you Ms Bell Pum's sister, Hauve, a candy floss creature who is just as round and sweet as her middle child, Zoe. Zoe, another charmer crafted from candy floss, has short yellow hair that she proudly wears in pigtails. Let's not forget about the other members of Hauve's brood, Pole, the male polar bear, and Nuddles, the female golden bear. Nuddles is the youngest of the lot, yet she holds her own amidst this diverse family. Do you find this family intriguing? As we move forward, let's introduce the villain of our tale, Horse McGorse. Horse McGorse is Ms Bell Pum's nemesis, and in the views of Jane Fitzcostelia and friends, the company behind this video, he's nothing short of a villain. His attempts to portray Ms Bell Pum and her family as mischief makers are always in vain. As we venture further into Ms Bell Pum's world, let's introduce Curtaloo, mother of Ms Bell Pum and Hauve. Curtaloo's generous proportions are so vast that she requires assistance to roll through the door. A memorable incident from their recent visit to Peppa Pig's house is still being talked about. Ms Bell Pum had meticulously prepared a leek and turmeric casserole for Mummy Pig. However, the visit took an unexpected turn when Curtaloo, with her massive size, accidentally blocked the way to the loo. The ensuing chaos was akin to a slapstick comedy. A baby flew out of Mummy Pig's tummy, a man misdirected his vomit into his wife's mouth, and poor George broke into heart-wrenching sobs. Yet these are the everyday happenings in the life of Ms Bell Pum and her eccentric family. Whether you love them or loathe them, you would agree that their presence makes life much more riveting. Our protagonist, Ms Bell Pum, is as colourful as her story. Just a few weeks ago, our charming hostess, Ms Bell Pum, threw an unforgettable birthday celebration for Grandpa Pig. But there was a twist in the guest list. Her arch-nemesis, Horse McGorse, showed up. And at his arrival, she fumed with anger, which led her to devise an outrageous plan. Gathering her 3 peculiar friends, the vomiting sheep, they set out to create a unique menu for the guests. Their vomit became soup, their saliva was used as water, and their diarrhea was masqueraded as chocolate sauce for the ice cream. An ice cream with an unmentionable secret ingredient. The banquet was served to the 300 unsuspecting attendees. As soon as they tasted the delicacies, chaos ensued. People started retching uncontrollably, with some vomiting out of their noses. One man's vomit hit a ceiling fan which covered 20 guests. A woman's eyes streamed not with tears but vomit, which landed in her baby's mouth, causing it to throw up a white liquid. In all this chaos, an unusual incident occurred. A baby vomited into its mother's breast during feeding. This resulted in the baby vomiting non-stop for a month due to contaminated milk. As Horse McGorse attempted to flee the horrific scene, an old lady in a burst of laughter farted on a cookbook. The party transformed into a ridiculous display of vomit, laughter, and utter chaos. But amidst the chaos, a grave mistake unfolded. In the decadent chocolate cake, diarrhea was used instead of chocolate sauce, and a horrific accident occurred. A pregnant woman who was going through a miscarriage unknowingly bled into the cake, resulting in an unborn fetus being unknowingly baked into the dish. The aftermath was gruesome. Guests vomited uncontrollably across the room. One man's vomit splashed onto a woman's face, causing her to vomit into her son's ear, leading to his permanent deafness. The man who tasted the cake developed severe diarrhea that ended up in his newborn's mouth. The baby vomited profusely. The pregnant woman who had consumed the cake gave birth to a child with vomit-like characteristics. When Horse McGorse arrived towards the end, he let out a monstrous fart into a man's mouth, causing him to inflate like a balloon. Amidst the chaos, Ms Bell Pum had transformed a simple birthday party into an event that would be etched in our minds forever, complete with a bizarre tale, an unforgettable menu, and an embarrassed Horse McGorse. Before we wrap up, Nuddles has a peculiar tale that they wish to share. In Nuddles' words, it was a peculiar event. She was having a feast at her place. You see, her laboratory is the washroom, her desk is the bathroom seat, and the practical room is the kitchen. She served tasty dishes, but a tiny mistake turned out to be a big one. In the chocolate cake, she accidentally used chocolate sauce of not so good. A lady at the party had a funny tummy when she ate the cake and ended up having a cake fight. One gentleman got so surprised, he ended up throwing cake at his friend. Another accidentally got cake in his son's ear. What a mess. A man who tasted the cake had a funny tummy too, which made a funny mess with his baby's feeding time. One woman who was expecting tasted the cake, and her baby ended up having the funniest hair and skin, just like a rainbow cake. Horse McGorse arrived at the end and let out a big burp, surprising everyone at the party. Till next time, folks.